I want to encourage you today and talk to you about consistent action. In order to experience real change, you and I, we have to involve ourselves in a concept of consistent action. Usually that doesn't happen. What tends to happen, or sometimes we start off good and then things begin to taper off, and before you know it, we completely stop, and then things turn into a haphazard condition after we completely neglect things. I used to cut the grass. For example, I used to cut the grass every week when my wife and I first moved into our home. And then after a few months, I started cutting the grass every 2 weeks. And that went to every month. And then I was cutting the grass every 3 months. And before you know it, I just stopped cutting the grass completely. And it wasn't very long until the grass was like at my knee, at my waistline, and no one could go outside at all. And the reason it got into that condition where we had snakes in the backyard and raccoons and possums and deer and all types of insects and bees is because I didn't stay consistent in what I was doing, and it fell into a haphazard condition. Now, that's my grass. But this same concept is true when it comes to other things in our lives, such as our relationships or our health or our spiritual growth. On the relationship side of things, things may start off very good, because we're going out and we're getting to know each other. But after a while, things turn into arguments and jealousy and fighting. And before you know it, we don't want to see each other. We don't want to talk to each other. And, we're looking for other people to be with. And why did it happen? Because we didn't stay engaged and engaged in caring for each other and developing each other and trying to get to know each other and doing those things in the beginning of the relationship, that we didn't continue to do those things. And the relationship, we began to neglect certain parts of the relationship, and things fell apart. In our health, it's the same way. Getting our health right, and then after a while, because of the way we start eating, getting off of our eating plan, our system goes into a haphazard condition, and now before you know it, we have to take pills in order to reduce high blood pressure, diabetes, and all these types of things. And it's something we could have controlled, but we didn't remain consistent. And the same thing goes in the Word of God. Jesus said once in the Word of God, he talked about a seed that fell among rocks, and those seeds didn't catch ground. And when the storm came, those seeds blew away. In other words, what he's saying is there were some people who started off good in the Word of God, but they didn't continue in prayer. They didn't continue in fasting. They didn't continue reading the Word of God. And when the trial came, they fell away. When the trial came, they stopped believing. When the trial came, they went back. When the temptation came in very strong again, they fell back into what they were doing because they didn't remain consistent. So in order to experience real change, especially on the practical side of life, we have to engage in consistent action. It took me a long time to get out of college, but I finally did because I didn't stop. It took me a long time. I had to take some classes over again. But I graduated, and when you graduate, they don't give you a degree that says, oh, the guy graduated in an extended period of time. It just says done. And that's what you want to be, done. In order to get there, you must remain consistent and engage in consistent action. And will it be hard? Yes. Will it be easy? No. Paul was talking to the Corinthian church. He said, I die daily. The yard is hard, but inch by inch, anything is a cinch. I think that's Robert Schuller that said that. Keep working on your relationship. Keep working on your business. And pray without ceasing. 52 weeks in a year, making every week count.